Professor, so I have some more questions about the whole Occupy movement. So there's a there's a question around what should they be asking for, what should they be aiming for, and then there's the means to an end.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on what should they be trying to do?
Well, I don't even understand why they are protesting, except that they're unhappy. But what is the request that they have? What would be the kind of solution that they would like to see available? And that I haven't heard yet. So as I said before, I heard this guy saying he's been laid off, he's 25, he's living with his parents. But I know he's not happy with that, but what does he want now? Does he want a free place to live, a job, doing anything, paying a certain amount? What's he want? And against, every time you have a claim, you have to say against whom? You have to say, well, I deserve this, and here's who should provide it to me. And if you're in the middle of the desert, you're going to have a tough time making any claim because there's nobody around to provide it for you. So it always has to be against whom are you making any claim? And when you're in protest, presumably, there's something you'd like changed. Well, what are your claims? What is it you want? That's what I'd like to see.
Do you have any thoughts on how we can? So I think one of the issues that they're concerned about is there's a lot of greed in Wall Street, and they feel that the current economic crisis is a result of unparalleled greed on the part of the banks, and their corrupting of the government as well. And one thing they're trying to do is to get the banks to stop being so greedy and start thinking about the people.
Well, that sounds like you're assigning attributes you might to a person, maybe being greedy, to an institution. And that doesn't really work. In other words, every company is designed to make money for the people who invested in it. And they should be doing it in ways that are legal and also ethical. Now, if you have a complaint about what they're doing, what is it you want changed? That's the real question. You want a law, but then you'd have some laws passed. What would be the effects of that law? If financial institutions move out of the United States, is that good? So whenever you want to change something, you have to say, what would be the consequences of that change? A perfect example is the use of growing corn to make ethanol and put it in cars, and with reasons like we're going to eliminate dependence or decrease dependence on foreign fuels, and also do something that's more friendly to the environment and so forth. But the result of it is that the people in Mexico have seen the price of their corn many times higher than it was before. And that was not anything that was used as an argument to do this. So when you're going to use fertile land to fuel automobiles, you're taking it out of use for something like feeding people. And what I hear every day, there are people all over the world who are very hungry. So why are we doing this if it's our intention to help them as well as to eliminate dependence on foreign fuel, which they never will.
Okay.
Each of these topics, you really have to get into the facts of the matter in order to understand what's going on.
So you're basically advising, so the subtext behind that comment seems to be that we shouldn't rush in to anything without having spent the time to engage and understand.
Yeah, don't ask for something until you know what the consequences of getting it. A child might say, I'd like to eat candy all the time, because it's tasty, but as a parent you'd say, well, if you do that, you're going to rot your teeth, and you'll be very unhappy for the rest of your life. That's what a parent should be saying, not just giving the child candy because it wants candy and it tastes good.
So who would the equivalent of a parent be for movements like this? Do we need thought leaders? Or?
Well, I hope it's those people themselves. I mean, they are not, for the most part, children as far as I know, but young adults, and they should begin to take responsibility for the kind of world they live in. Not just complaining about it, but saying what kinds of changes would really serve everyone. And I haven't heard that yet.